Who actually profits from the 2026 World Cup? The 2026 World Cup will be the most profitable in history. By the end of this cycle, FIFA expects to pull in around $13 billion, and to keep most of it almost entirely tax-free. Meanwhile, the cities hosting the matches are spending hundreds of millions and getting very little back. So here's the real question behind the world's biggest sporting event. When the whistle blows and the money moves, who actually profits? In the last video, we saw how this World Cup became something almost nobody can afford. Today, we follow the money itself, how FIFA makes it, how a ticket became a financial product, where all those billions actually go, and who's left holding the bill. Stay to the end, because the people paying the most are not the ones you'd expect. Chapter 1: The Machine. First, the scale. FIFA is, on paper, a non-profit organization based in Switzerland. In practice, for this cycle, it behaves like one of the most efficient money machines in sports. For the 2023 to 2026 period, powered by the expanded 48-team tournament, FIFA is on track for roughly $13 billion in revenue. It comes from three big taps. The biggest is television. FIFA has booked around $3.9 billion in broadcast rights for the 2026 World Cup alone. The money networks pay to show you the matches. The second is sponsorship, about $1.8 billion from commercial partners, the global brands whose logos you'll see on every board around the pitch. And the third is you, tickets and hospitality packages, expected to bring in around $3 billion. That's where the expansion to 48 teams pays off. More matches, more seats, more to sell. The genius and the controversy is that almost all of this flows to a single organization, while the cost of actually staging the thing largely does not. Chapter 2: How a ticket became a financial product. Nowhere is that clearer than in the tickets, and this is the part that's new for 2026. For the first time at a World Cup, FIFA introduced dynamic pricing. The price isn't fixed. It moves with demand, like airline seats or concert tickets. Prices start as low as $60 for early group games and climb to thousands for the knockouts. The final started around $6,730, and premium seats were listed near $33,000. But here's the move that tells you everything. Normally, when prices explode, the profit goes to resellers, the secondary market, the touts. So FIFA built its own official resale marketplace, and it takes a 30% cut on every resale. Think about what that means. FIFA sells you the ticket. Then, if you resell it, FIFA takes a slice of that too. They turned the resale market, the one thing organizers usually fight, into another revenue stream they control. On that exchange, resale listings for the final reportedly reached into the millions of dollars for a single seat. A ticket stopped being a ticket. It became a financial product. And FIFA built the exchange it trades on. Chapter 3: Where the money goes. So where do all these billions actually go? FIFA's answer? Back into football. Let's check. The headline number is prize money. For 2026, the total payout to teams is about $871 million, including $655 million in performance prizes, a big jump from Qatar. The winners take a record $50 million, and every team that qualifies gets at least $12.5 million, even if they go home after 3 games. There's more going outward. Around $355 million to the clubs that release their players, through the club benefits program. And development money, roughly $1.5 million to each member federation, under a program FIFA calls Forward. It's real money, and it's not nothing. But put it next to the total. Out of a $13 billion cycle, the prize pool is well under a tenth. FIFA, the non-profit, keeps the rest as reserves and reinvestment. Its cash pile has grown into the billions. So the money does flow back into football, but mostly into FIFA itself, and into the federations whose votes, as we saw last time, decide who runs FIFA. Chapter 4: Who foots the bill? Now the part nobody puts in the brochure: who pays for all this? Because FIFA collects the broadcast money, the sponsor money, the ticket money, even parking. But the host cities are the ones who pay for security, transport, and operations. And to get the tournament, they had to agree to FIFA's terms. One of those terms, tax exemptions. Host cities waive sales tax on tickets, and FIFA also demands exemptions on broadcast and commercial income. The cost is real public money. Georgia expects to lose up to $25 million, Florida around $7.4 million, and across just a few states roughly $60 million in public revenue was simply surrendered. The direct bills are bigger. Toronto's hosting is estimated at around $380 million. In the United States, federal taxpayers are putting in roughly $625 million, much of it for security. Some cities did the math and walked away. Places like Minneapolis, Chicago, and Glendale pulled out of bidding rather than accept FIFA's conditions. They understood the deal. The city takes the risk and the cost. FIFA takes the revenue. Estimates put FIFA's profit from this World Cup at around $11 billion, while host cities, by most analyses, get very little back beyond a few weeks of spending. So let's answer the question we started with. FIFA profits, enormously and largely tax-free. The big broadcasters and sponsors profit. The resale market profits, with FIFA taking its cut. The winning federations profit. And the fans and the taxpayers in the host cities mostly pay. None of this is illegal. FIFA will tell you the money funds the global game, and some of it does. But it's worth being honest about what the modern World Cup has become. Not just a tournament, but one of the most profitable financial events on Earth, built on a sport that started as the people's game. And so the question from this whole series comes back again. Who does football belong to today? The fans or the balance sheet? If this is the first one you've seen, the previous episode breaks down why the 2026 World Cup got so expensive in the first place. Watch that next. New videos every week through the tournament, so subscribe. And tell me in the comments, is FIFA's model fair, or has the World Cup simply become too profitable for its own good? See you in the next one.